Hello classmates. So for my final project for CIS610, I will be looking at detecting occupancy within a room. So I found a very interesting data set on the UCI machine learning repository where some researchers had collected data on heat, lighting, carbon dioxide emissions, temperature, and a couple other variables within a room, and they were able to use those data collection inputs as predictors to predict whether or not the room was occupied. So it was a binary outcome. Yes, the room is occupied. No, the room is not. And I thought this was an interesting data set and relatively important in the times of COVID, where we're quite concerned with, okay, how occupied is a room? Is it occupied? Is it not? If it's a smaller room and it's occupied, is it possible to even maintain social distance? So I thought this was a neat data set to look at in the times of COVID, but not just times of COVID. Occupancy detection is becoming quite popular in some of the research I've been doing. I've been finding all sorts of different papers written on the topic, particularly in reference to energy consumption for a building. So the more people that are in the room, the more energy is being consumed. And so it's important to be able to not only detect from a binary perspective whether or not a room is or is not occupied, but also how many people are in the room. The more people that are in a room, for example, in an office setting, would typically imply that they're using electricity, they have cell phones plugged in, there's more radio waves throughout the room if they're all on cell phones talking, and so on and so forth. So a very interesting problem, I think. For the sake of my data set, since it is a pre-collected large data set from the UCI machine learning repository, I will be looking at a couple different classification techniques. In particular, I'm going to try logistic regression. And I might also look at, although I'm not totally sure yet, some kind of a classification and regression tree method. We commonly just call that a CART model, classification and regression tree. I might also try a few techniques, but I'm really interested to see how well the logistic regression model works in predicting from a binary perspective whether the room is occupied or not. And this is my very quick, under 3 minutes sales pitch as to the project I'm doing. I look forward to seeing what everyone else is doing, and we'll chat in the discussion. This is Nick signing off.